Alright, Child's Play on 4K Blu-ray from Scream Factory. Is it good? Is it worth the upgrade from the standard Blu-ray release? Let's talk about it. What is up, everybody? I hope you're all having a great week so far. Yes, Child's Play 2019 on 4K Blu-ray. A movie I didn't like very much, but I wanted to check it out again. Maybe my opinions change because love me some Aubrey Plaza, love me some Brian Tyree Henry, and love me some Mark Hamill. I totally forgot that Mark Hamill is Chucky in this film. So that's what really incentivized me to check this movie out again. And on 4K Blu-ray, I did previously own the Blu-ray release, which was a really good, sharp-looking Blu-ray. So I was like tempted to see, is there going to be a difference? Scream Factory did announce that this is coming from a new 4K digital intermediate, was shot on 3.4K. So, but before we get into that, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe because we do a lot of fun stuff here. We do 4K reviews, we do hunting videos, we do haul videos, and I'm in Canada, so it's a bit different from the other guys over there. So let's get into it. So Child's Play on 4K Blu-ray comes with a 2-disc UHD combo pack. You get a UHD 100 triple layer disc, and then you get a 50 gigabyte dual layer disc on the Blu-ray, which is region free, so stay tuned. Which is region free, so good on you, Scream Factory. This does come with Dolby Vision HDR, HDR10 compatible. This is presented in 2.39:1, so you will get those black letterbox bars in the top and the bottom. And when it comes to the audio, you will be getting a DTS HD English Master Audio 5.1. So starting off with the image quality sourced from a new 4K Master, the detail on here is fantastic. Textures, close-ups are so three-dimensional. I feel like I can reach up into my OLED and just touch people's faces. It's very, very immersive. Beads of sweat, wrinkles, pores, facial imperfections, and skin complexions are on full display with this 3.4K shot movie. Background details look great. Seeing fingerprints on windows, grimes on doors, and soot on bricked buildings. Practical gore and other effects look great here. You know, this is a competently shot film, so close-ups are gonna have really, really, really nice detail, as well as the wide shots. They're always in focus, they're sharp, and the detail really helps you immerse yourself into a film. But I will say, the original Blu-ray release also looked darn tootin' sharp too. The extra 50 to 75 gigabyte upgrade definitely helps with the noise transference, really, when it comes to the upgrade, you know, as less compressing aids in a more sharper image. But honestly, I'm going to be honest with you, this isn't going to be a huge, stark contrast. This isn't going to be a night and day uptick, even though there is definitely uptick in image quality when it comes to the sharpness and detail. It's not going to be this huge upgrade, maybe, say, compared to the original Child's Play Blu-ray release, compared to the Scream Factory release. And I will also quickly mention, it wasn't very prevalent, but I did find some aliasing, especially within complex clothing detail, as well as some of the edges. I noticed a bit of warping when it came there. Now let's get into the HDR. This is where I believe all the marks go into. This is where the transfer really shines, as the Dolby Vision passover is extremely, extremely fantastic. It's quite stellar here. The Blu-ray was fine, I will give you that, but here the contrast and color palette really add more of a oomph to the image. Primaries have that realistic contrast, giving skin tones more natural warmness and flush of red without going overboard when it comes to skin tones. Maintaining that visibility in darker scenes where often those primaries, as I said in my last review, sometimes certain primaries can get lost within the darkness. Here, it's on full display. The added depth, very inky black levels also aid in a more immersive viewing. Being that this is a horror film, it adds a bit, when you have a bit more visibility in darker scenes, it really kind of amps up the tension aspect, as just when it's like, if it's just pure darkness, it only really aids to a cheap pop scare as opposed to genuine tension, whenever that is featured in this movie. Very minimally, but it's there kind of sometimes, a little bit. No detail crush on darker scenes, with an increase in depth and shadow detail. The different vibe of sequences you're really able to be fully realized. You can really tell when it goes from that scene of a commercial, that Buddy's commercial. You can see how extremely clean everything looks. White levels are pure and white. But when it comes back to reality in the real world, you can see that shift in sort of not really dullness, but kind of drabness. As I said previously, the Dolby Vision has that realistic vibrancy, but when the scene calls for it, the colors just pop. The reds are vibrant and rich, and there is a scene that showcases like different shades of red, which look really cool too. There's also a scene with Christmas lights that look fantastic and demo worthy, and some fantastic scenes of different lighting sequences, especially in that end scene, that end final climactic scene, look really, really great. And when it comes to the audio, it's featuring a 5.1 audio mix, DTSH master audio, DTSHD master audio. It's nothing to sneeze at, but it's nothing to be awe-inspiring. It services the film well without having any discernible issues that took me out of the viewing experience. It is really front heavy in the mix, but there's some ebbs and flows of other channels being, showcased here and there. It definitely does aid in the movie watching experience. Nothing too amazing, but it services the film. I didn't really feel like I was missing out on anything, and it just felt like a really good audio experience. Now, this is one of my biggest point of contentions when it comes to this release. The special features on here. This does feature everything that was on a previous release, but that's not really saying much. It does come with about 33 minutes of new bonus content, but honestly, it does feel quite anemic on based on previous Scream Factory releases that we've gotten. Sometimes we've gotten hours of bonus features, especially on the caliber of Scream Factory, and this being labeled a collector's edition, and them asking $30 to $40 here in Canada. It's almost $40 here in Canada. I know some of you may have bought it used at a pawn shop for $2. I'm talking about what Scream Factory is expecting on the return on investment. They're expecting $30 to $40, and the bonus features here doesn't really feel like it. We in total get less than an hour. I believe it's 53. We get 53 to 55 minutes of bonus features. It really just feels lackluster, and it feels like a bit of a cop-out, especially when you're calling things collector's edition. It's not really. It's maybe a definitive edition, but not really, because you're not getting everything. Especially, well, to be fair, it is a newer film. You're not going to get legacy interviews and those kind of things. Kind of wanted more, less than an hour of bonus features. It felt a bit weird. So overall, to break things down, the image quality I would give an 8 out of 10. It is a great looking transfer, but I'm kind of giving it in the sense of when you compare it to the Blu-ray, to the 4K, there's obviously some uptick, but it's not going to be that day and night thing, especially for a film made on 3.4K, when you have the original Blu-ray that you can get for pretty cheap nowadays on clearance, on sales, those kind of things. Does it incentivize you to picking this up day one? No. HDR is fantastic. I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10. And then the audio is like, it services the film. It was pretty good, so I'm going to give that about a 7 out of 10. And then when it comes to the bonus features, I'm kind of inclined to give it a 4, maybe a 5 out of 10. It's the bare minimum, but again, when it comes to a boutique release, when it comes to such an expensive release, it didn't really feel like it was worth that kind of special edition banner to it. So overall, I'm going to give this release a 7.5, closer to an 8 than a 7 out of 10. So I'll give it about an 8 out of 10. It's a good transfer, but again, when it comes to Child's Play and the grand scheme of horror films, I maybe say wait for a sale, because unless you really want that slipcover, it's just, I personally did, if I want my evil child killing doll fix, or I guess not child killing, but evil killing child doll killing movie, I'll pop in the original trilogy. If I'm really feeling it, I probably wouldn't even put this on. I wouldn't recommend it if you're not a fan of the film, because you're gonna get really good detail within the standard Blu-ray release, which you can get for a lot cheaper. But this 4K, for fans of the film, it's a decent upgrade, especially if you're trying to complete your Scream Factory collection. You're not really going to be feeling too, damn it. You're going to feel like a decent upgrade. I'm going to say 7.5 to an 8 out of 10. Those are my final remarks. If you're a fan of the film, it's a decent worth of pickup. If you're not a fan of the film, this isn't going to add extra layers of the film with Dolby Vision. It's not going to make you reintroduce yourself to the film. It's not going to add this extra bonus to where you start loving the film. Like certain films, I know a lot of people who didn't really like The Shining at first, rewatch the 4K and see the beautiful imagery with that added HDR and that kind of thing. And that really aided them in recontextualizing the film. Here, you're not going to really get that kind of that experience with this, but it's a decent 4K. It's nothing, it's a meh out of 10. So yeah, those were today's thoughts. Let me know down below if you guys like the 2019 remake of Child's Play. It's a pretty divisive film. I hear some people saying, no, it's a bastardization of Brad Dourif, blah, blah, blah. And the whole production issues around it with the original creator was like, dude, I just made a Child's Play miniseries. I'm full into Child's Play. And they made a sequel like a couple years before that, and then they just wanted to remake it for some reason. It was weird. That's what kind of really turned me off on the film, is because they kind of just went behind the original filmmakers back and were just like, fuck you, we're gonna milk this franchise. Even though they got a decent cast, it just really failed to reach that mark for me, which I was expecting it. Especially Mark Hamill as Chucky, that sounds like a win, but it didn't really give me that fix that I was looking for when it came to a Chucky movie. But anyways, that was just my little opinion here. Again, just my opinion. What I see in a movie, what I look out for, is different than what you may look out for. Different screens see different results. I'm watching this on an LG OLED. People who watch it on projections or projectors or different things, the LCD screen will find different results. So I just wanted to clarify that. I'm also a nerd, and I nitpick the shit out of movies. So if you don't really see those kind of results, then it's just a point of opinion. So anyways, thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I have been Mason from the Mockbuster YouTube channel. Please have yourself a good day, night, evening, afternoon, morning, whenever you watch this again. Please stay safe, God bless, and long live physical media. See you guys. Cheers.